Hey guys, I have recently had quite a few people reach out to me in regards to getting bored with their food choices or not really understanding how to make the best food choices that are going to be bringing them optimal results with their body. So I just wanted to briefly touch on that subject for you guys so that you have some insight onto what's going to be the best options for each one of you. Now, obviously, everybody's bodies are different and they're going to respond differently to all different sorts of foods. So you really do have to take that into consideration when you are buying different foods and eating different foods. And it's really difficult for people to go out and expect that when they buy certain foods, if they're not used to eating those foods, that those foods aren't going to go to waste either. So that's really important when you're making your food choices as well. So what I'd really like to talk about is food can never be boring. Honestly, there's so many different kinds of foods out there, and you can pair them so differently with all different sorts of other foods. And there's so many seasonings and spices that you can add to things now. There's so many different ways that you can cook things that it's really impossible for food to ever be boring. It's just more so about you stepping outside of your comfort zone and being willing to do so, and to really taking the time and making the effort to reach your goals, and setting aside the time to be able to prep your foods and make sure that they're packed every single day. Be willing to bring them to work with you or to school or just in the car, on vacation, wherever you're going. You have to be willing to make that commitment and know that possibly sometimes people are going to give you a hard time about living a healthier lifestyle. And you kind of have to be okay with that. It's kind of rough in the beginning, but you have to understand that the people who are giving you a hard time, their insecurity is within themselves. It's not within you. So it's really important that you kind of build up a tougher skin on the outside and just be willing to take the hits as they roll, because there's going to be people out there who are going to want you to fail and not be successful at reaching your goals. And that's nothing against you personally. Like I said, that's just against themselves, and they're just upset with who they are. So with your food choices, I always suggest that people, when they go to the grocery store, try to do your best at choosing at least two different protein sources, and then also choose 2 to 3 different kinds of vegetables, and choose 2 to 3 different kinds of carbs, and make sure that you have different options there for fats. And with fruits, if you're going to eat fruit, I always suggest eating berries more so, unless it's around your workout time, then you can have a banana or something like that. But just make sure that it's something that your body's going to use rather than store. But with choosing your options, make sure that it's going to be food that you enjoy eating, because like I said, you don't want to go to the store and be wasteful of any of the food that you are purchasing. So when you prep your food, just so that you don't get tired of it, I've showed you guys previously in videos before different kind of spices and seasonings that you can use just to kind of spice things up. And I highly suggest looking into Seasoning Gods or into Mrs. Dash, or just using garlics, salt, pepper, basil, all that kind of stuff. You know, really just expand your boundaries and go outside of what you're comfortable with and try new things. You'll really be surprised about what it is that you find that you truly do enjoy. And there's going to be things that you don't like, and that's okay, but you're never going to know that unless you try. So I suggest doing so. But when you prep your food, make sure that you're setting aside time each week to do so. I always suggest 1 to 2 hours, and make sure that when you're prepping all that food, that you have containers to store it in, and then you can always freeze meals as well for later on. But when you have the containers, you can always just pack everything and have it ready to go, and then you're able to just grab those meals before you leave for the day to head out to wherever it is that you're going, and have a cooler if you don't have a refrigerator or something where you are headed. That way you can keep those meals cold for the day, and there's really no guessing at all then. Everything's prepped for you already, and you're just going to have to eat what you have rather than stopping at a gas station, or if everybody's ordering out for lunch, you can make the right decision for yourself and you can eat the food that you have rather than making bad decisions based upon other people peer pressuring you or you possibly not having the stuff there that day. So just be sure to prep your meals and pack them, have them ready to go. And I always suggest doing a couple of meals for 1 week, and it's okay to eat foods continuously. Like if you have chicken at every meal, that's fine, but the following week I would try and change that up to have like turkey or fish, or to have some yogurt, or if you can just swap up your meals, that way your body's not constantly getting the same nutrients that it gets every other day. Same with the vegetables and the carbs and the fruits that you're eating. It's very important that your body is constantly getting new nutrients, that way that you are able to see the changes that you want to see, and it's able to get the nutrients that it needs in order to repair itself and grow and bring you the best body that you can possibly have. So with your nutrients, like I said, just make sure that you're planning ahead and don't let yourself fall in a rut, and don't ever not allow yourself to eat stuff that your body's craving. Because I have personally found that if you are withholding certain foods or certain food groups that your body's craving, at some point in time you're going to cave and you're going to want those foods, and you're probably more so going to binge on them. And that's not what we want at all. So if you want some chocolate, have some chocolate. If you want some cake, have some cake. If you want some ice cream, have some ice cream. Just do so in moderation and try not to go overboard on it. All right. So if you still have questions in regards to things, or you need more food choices, or just options or meal planning, or you need workouts written up for you, anything like that at all, feel free to contact me at summer.mast@yahoo.com, or you may visit my website at www.SummerMastFit.com, and I would be more than happy to set up any of those programs for you. So once again, it's been great talking to you guys, and I hope that you're all having a fabulous day and that this was a helpful video. So we'll talk to you all soon.